Welcome back, folks. Well, I'm looking forward to our next guest. She has lost 400 pounds since embarking on her weight loss journey. Truly a remarkable accomplishment. As she enters the third season of her reality show, she says she's finally on the road to recovery. Please welcome the charming Ruby Gettinger. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What an amazing, overwhelmingly impressive accomplishment.
I feel incredible. I feel like a different person.
Oh,
A different person.
I mean, you know, we feel good when we lose 5 pounds, but 400 pounds?
It's over 400, though.
It's over 400?
Yes, it is. Can you believe? I still have a lot more to go, though.
Yeah, but how are you dealing with it now? You must have a different attitude because you seem different.
I can move around more. I didn't know how limited I was because I've always been happy, but I've always been overweight. I've been struggling with this since I was 13 years old, and I never knew. Since you never knew what it was like to miss out on something. I mean, you just didn't know what you were missing. Yeah, and now I do. I love this so much better.
And I know you say that until you saw yourself on videotape. I don't know when that was, but the first time.
Died. You know, anorexic people, they look at themselves and they look at themselves in the mirror and they see themselves fat.
Right.
I would look in the mirror and I saw myself overweight, but not like I really was. Instead, when I started doing the documentary, I saw myself on video and I was like, who is she? I didn't even talk like it was me. It was like I was talking about somebody else.
You know, you're removed from that identity almost because you don't relate to it in your mind.
I'm telling you, it was not, I was like, I didn't even know I wobbled when I walked. I mean, it was like an awakening for me, and I was in total shock. And it was just so weird, and then I was like, and then the doctor told me I was going to die if I did not lose this weight.
Right.
All this stuff started happening, and you just do not realize what this addiction does. It's a silent killer.
And even with all that knowledge, seeing yourself on videotape, doctors telling you this is a life or death situation, it still is extremely difficult to get control over the addiction, isn't it?
Well, right now, you know, I'm doing the reality show because I'm trying to find out the truth about it. And just now, we're going into the season, and I'm finding out that it's not that you're eating, it's not about anything else but what you're trying to fill up. It's like there's this emptiness. And this whole time I've been happy, and I'm like going, I'm happy. There's nothing wrong, you know. It's just that I just can't get a control over this one thing. But I'm finding out right now there is something wrong. There's something you're feeding, like a drug addict, an alcoholic.
Like you're dulling some feeling that you're afraid to access.
Well, it's the first thing a child can medicate with. Is food. And so, and I don't remember anything from 13 and under.
All right, that's what I want to ask you about. You don't remember the first 13 years of your life.
And it's crazy because I never thought it was a problem. I didn't think, you know, because you only talk about, I mean, how often do you talk about your childhood, unless it's with, like, during Thanksgiving or Christmas with family? So I really, you know, they would tell me stories, but I don't remember them, you know.
So your father's passed away, your mom's still around. Do you ask her about those first 13 years? Is it discussed? Is there something that you think might have happened that triggered this?
Well, I never wanted to see a therapist because I thought, you know, for some reason, because different people I knew had seen them, and I always thought they're loony or stuff like that. I didn't know if they gave the right advice. I just wasn't sure about seeing one, but I didn't want to stereotype because I don't want people doing that to me, you know, how people do that.
Right.
So I said, I'll go see a therapist. So I went and saw one, and like in 5 minutes of seeing him, I just started crying because he started saying, that's not normal not to remember the first, you know, 13 years of your life. And he said, there's something, he says, you do remember, but there's a part of your brain that won't let you remember because you're protecting yourself.
It's too scary.
Oh my gosh, I still can't grasp that. I cannot, you know what I mean? It's like I'm learning that, and they tell me that once you lose the weight, because the weight is suppressing it, the weight is the part of you that's keeping you from remembering. It's like your protection, it's like your shield. And it's so hard for me to still grasp everything they're telling me, but they're right, I started having nightmares. Just
nightmares that are
they're
images?
all similar. Nightmares where somebody's trying to kill me, and my family and my friends are there, and they don't see it, and I'm looking at them going, how did they not see this? And then next thing, you know, I want to tell them, but I'm so scared to tell them because I'm scared that they're going to kill my family and my friends if I tell them.
In the nightmare, are you a young girl, or?
It's me now.
at you
So
now.
it's like, you know, I'm yet to see myself as a young girl. It's like I can't, when people show me pictures of me as a child, if I did not see those and my mom told me it was me, you know, pictures, I would never even know who the girl was. I wouldn't know that was me. I do not connect with that girl.
It's fascinating to me. And
It is to me too. It's driving me crazy because I didn't know it was a problem. I didn't know, and now I'm putting all the pieces together, realizing that everything that happens in life, you know, is the core of childhood. Whatever happens in your childhood will affect you the rest of your life.
Right.
And when you don't remember it,
Does your mom remember anything? Or
well, I hire a PI because I can't get answers. You know, I have all these questions, and my mother's older, you know,
Right.
and it's hard for her to remember everything. She remembers everything that's good and sweet. And I said, well, Mom, did something happen that you know of? She said, no, you know, nothing happened to you. She goes,
Right.
but, you know, but all this time I thought she didn't work.
But you learned, obviously, that she didn't have a job?
Yeah, well,
but
I didn't think she ever worked. I thought we were always together. But when she tells me that she went to work, I get furious with her. And that's not normal. Moms work, you know. I know that. My best friend works. You know, all my friends work. But I don't know why I'm mad at her about it. She worked. And I said, well, Mom, I don't know if it's because she told me she never did, that we were always together. I'm just finding out a lot of different things. So I hired a PI because I knew that we were seeing a doctor. And my mother was
you
going.
were seeing a doctor when you were a child.
Well, when I was 13, I remember seeing him 13 and up, but we started seeing him to kind of find out when I was 10. And my mother, when I searched for him because I feel like maybe he knows something, because my mother was seeing him, but he would talk to me. And I remember there was one memory that I had with him at 13 where he says to me, and I'm sitting on the examining bed, and he's going, why are you so depressed? And I said to him, I said, I'm not depressed. You know, he said, yeah, your eyes tell me you're very sad. And I remember that, and I had this bond with him. I loved this man and trusted him. So I got a PI and searched for him, found him, and then he tells me so much stuff that I had no idea about with my mom, my life. I mean, it's so weird.
Oh, it's
really strange.
We'll be right back. It's not. I feel deep empathy for you because there's obviously a sadness there. We'll be right back with